Hello, today we're going to talk about upselling leather, whether that be from a select to a custom or select to custom plus, or possibly even from a fabric to one of your custom leathers. So, kind of an outline that one of our sales guys came up with on the rep team. He works in different territory, but we'll have a couple of video snippets from him throughout the training today. Is his setup of promote, endorse, and defend. And so this is a really great way to think about leather and the ability to be able to sell leather. I think we do a really good job promoting and possibly endorsing leather. Maybe we don't do as good of a job defending leather. And so today we're going to talk about all three of those categories. So for promoting leather, like I said, I think we do a great job in this section. We show a good variety on the floor. A couple ways that you can continue to promote leather is making sure that we're introducing the idea of leather to each customer. If you ask the question leather or fabric, make sure you always term leather first. I know for a lot of people, we don't use that question, just so you can make sure that you have the opportunity to introduce the idea of leather no matter what piece they're looking at. And then talking about people in the store, people that you know yourself that have leather and what you like about leather. Endorsing leather, you want to utilize some key phrases. So leather wears in and fabric wears out is one of the best phrases to use with your customer. It gives them a little bit more of an idea of the durability of leather versus fabric when they're comparing pieces. And then the question, can I show you our best leathers, is a great way to move on from a select leather to a custom or custom plus group. And then again, just reaffirming leather purchase decisions from yourself or team members in the store. It gives your customer more that keeping up with the Joneses type feel when they know that other people, especially those that are professionals in the industry, have leather in their home and still enjoy it. And then lastly, we're going to defend leather. So when you have a customer that declines leather up front, we want to follow up with asking them questions like, why haven't you owned or wanted to own leather in the past? So here we're going to take a minute and watch the video entry from Ryan, and he'll explain a little bit more about this three-step process.
So it says right here, promote. So we could do a pretty good job at Lazy Boy promoting leather. We say to the consumer, would you be interested in leather or fabric? Right? We say the leather first, not fabric. We endorse leather. When you're sitting on a LB leather unit, and let's just pretend this is a Pinnacle leather love seat, we say to our guests in our territory, hey, this is a great leather. It's very family friendly, but it's not our best leather. Can I show you our best leathers? So if you could start getting your territory to say that second phrase, leather wears in, fabric wears out, can I show you our best leathers? And the customer's like, they'll immediately say this, well, what's wrong with this leather? There's something defective with it? No, it's a great family-friendly performance leathers, but it's not my best leathers. Now, I always want my consumer to see our best leathers. Well, the consumer, they're gonna shop for 2, 3, 4 hours with you, right? And so they'll give you a shot. And so that's how what I call is transition a consumer from a select leather to a BL through JL leather. As a matter of fact.
So you saw in the video that he talks about promoting leather. And like we talked about, you want to make sure you know for yourself in the showroom which pieces you have in which leathers. So getting to know your showroom and knowing which pieces you have on the floor that are in select leather, which pieces are custom and which pieces are custom plus. It's also important to know of your custom and custom plus group, what tannages do you have on the floor? So that if a customer is looking at samples, you know which piece to show them that'll give them that same texture and feel, whether it's the same color or not, but to be able to show those tannages. And get comfortable with your samples, get comfortable with using them, making sure that you're talking about them. At the end of today, you'll see an example where he goes through and he lists off the color names for some of the key collections. So you may not be at a point where you can get that in your head for everything, but a few of those collections, your best sellers, it may be nice to have those colorway names memorized. So we talked about tannages. You'll have your custom leather group is one tannage, and that's our cozy group. It comes in a total of 10 colors. That's your BL group. That's your intro price point group. So if you have someone looking at a piece that's select leather on the floor, you have about $125 on a chair. It's about $300 on a sofa to upgrade from your select leather pricing to this level of custom pricing. So it's a great way to get, if they're not looking at a brown or tan or burgundy, whatever our select colors are, or gray, this gives them 10 different options at a very minimal price increase where they can still get that custom look that they love. In the Custom Plus group, we have 11 different tannages, and within that, we have a total of 60 leathers. That's 60 full leather, front and back. And that'll cover about 80% of our full line that'll take those leathers. So this gives you a list of each base number and name for each tannage and how many colorways there are. There is a tear sheet attached to this that has a description as well. So you guys can romance those leathers a little bit more with your customer if you're showing them a piece on the floor. When you look at both custom and custom plus leather, that gives us a total of 70 different leathers that can be ordered outside of the select leathers on a piece. So it's a huge selection when you look at how many leathers total that we have available. So the next step is talking about endorsing leather. So as a salesperson or as our designer, you guys are the face or the person on our Wheaties box. Customers come in and they trust your opinion, they trust your suggestions. You're the ones explaining to someone, why you have leather, why you love leather. They're going to trust that, and it'll ease their hesitation if they can talk to someone in the store that has leather, or if you have fabric at home and you're going, oh man, my next set, I want to be leather. I want to get a leather chair. You want to talk about it with genuineness and sincerity. But if you can explain why, as someone in the industry, you would want leather, it gives your customer a little bit more peace of mind about their upcoming leather purchase. And then we want to show our best leathers. So you saw in the video, they made a kind of a reference to, this is our select leather. Can I show you our best leathers? That's a great transition to be able to have a conversation about leather and what the differences are within our leather collection.
Know the rules of the game, but the consumer is so new to them that if you don't defend leather and say to them, hey, if you don't mind me asking, why haven't you considered buying leather, or why don't you have leather in your home currently? Because everyone in our store that works here, we all have leather in our house. And at least in my territory, that's the case, almost exclusively. So if you give me one chance to show you why you would want to buy leather, and you won't regret it. And ask the question. It takes a lot of courage to do that, but if you do not defend leather, then you're going to really limit your capacity to sell leather. So it takes a lot of courage. Value. Okay. Selling a leather upholstery, but selling furniture in general, but selling leather upholstery is the best usage of disposable income to the American consumer, other than buying a $6,000 Tempur-Pedic mattress. Because the Tempur-Pedic mattress you use it 8 hours a day. It's the thing you use most in your life, right? We sleep a third of our lives. So buy the best mattress, don't buy the worst mattress. I remember when Art Van, Stearns & Foster hit their floor 25 years ago, and all the old sales guys that were selling $399 queen mattresses from Beauty Rest laughed at Art Van. And all of a sudden, they became the #1 Stearns & Foster retailer in the United States, because the sales rep said, hey, you can't ever pay enough for a good night's sleep, right? And the consumers bought into that, and so did the sales staff. Well, with Lazy Boy, I try to remind everyone in our territory the value of a furniture purchase to the American consumer, and this can go for leather or anything we do with our consumers. A $6,000 furniture purchase gives you better usage of your disposable income because you use it 2 to 3 hours a day. Okay, 365 days a year for 10 years. It makes your home look better, and it's where you spend all the time with your family making memories. Don't buy the cheapest, buy the best. Other purchases, like a used Harley's $15,000. A living room furniture, Lazy Boy's only $6,000. A used boat's $14,000 to $25,000. Trip to Hawaii is $7,000. Trip to Las Vegas is $6,000 and a hangover. Okay, those are not as good a usage of your disposable income, but buying Lazy Boy leather furniture is, or buying furniture is, because you use it so much. So that talks about defending the furniture purchase and getting.
So we're gonna watch a video, or you just saw the video there of Ryan talking about how to defend leather. So this just kind of recaps a little bit of that. So you're going to overcome leather objections. With any aspect of a sale, there are objections. Leather is no different. And so you're going to have a couple choices. You can accept the objection. You ask the question, leather or fabric, and they say, oh, we want fabric. Or you can ask some more detailed questions to defend your leather. Is there a reason that you haven't wanted leather in the past? Is there a reason you don't want to have leather in this room? Whatever the question is that you follow up, just dig a little bit deeper with your customers and find out what their resistance to leather is, because in many cases, leather is truly the best purchase for their room. Leather's super family friendly. So one of the biggest reasons that leather's a benefit to customers, it's cleanable, it's hypoallergenic, it has a higher puncture rating. So families that have pets or kids, it's going to be a lot more durable for them. It's actually 4 times as durable as fabric. And then from a style and aesthetics piece, leather is the only material that stands the test of time with style trends. You can use the terms classic or timeless to describe it. And it's a great way to explain to your customers that they can keep the most expensive piece of their room and then still keep up with style trends by changing their area rug or artwork or lamps, some of those less expensive items in the space, and they can still keep that main item throughout time, sometimes 20 to 30 years for a solidly built leather piece of furniture. Sometimes that durability story or that style story may not be enough to convince your customer. So you can use a value story. This was one of the things that Ryan covered in that presentation. And so you can talk about, what does $6,000 give you with La-Z-Boy? It gives you something to use 365 days a year, up to 10 years or more. You use it 2 or 3 hours a day. Honestly, right now with COVID, it may be something we're using quite a bit more. It gives you a different style or look in the home. And that's the number one environment that you're in, especially right now. A lot more people are doing things in their home. And so it just gives you that serenity and peace. Other things that people use their disposable income for, just as a comparison. Like he said, that $15,000 on a Harley, you may ride it a couple times a month. You spend $15,000 on a boat, you may only use it a few times a month. You've got vacations like Hawaii or Vegas or landscaping. There's other things that people spend that disposable income on, but you can create a value story about why La-Z-Boy is the thing to buy, and why you want to buy the best, not the cheapest. And so this may give you a few tools to be able to compare with your customers. If you're building that rapport with them and they mention they have a boat, this is a great way to tie in the value of a leather piece versus the price of their boat, et cetera, et cetera. So that's all we have. I am going to have you guys watch one more video. That's just the full transition of going from your select leather, how to demonstrate, especially starting with those JL and HL leathers, and then getting your customer onto the showroom floor to start looking at the pieces that you have and why it's important for you to know some of those items that you have in the showroom that have your custom and custom plus leathers on it. Outside of that, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. You can reach out to us, and I hope that the attached forms, handouts, and the quiz are helpful for you guys in upselling leather.
And so in order to get here, when we're working with our client, if Amy's my client here and I'm sitting on the chair with her that's in leather, I say to her, hey, this is great leather, you like it? Yeah. It's family friendly, it's super, but it's not our best leather, Amy. Can I show you our best leather? Yes. Okay, so that was the transition line to get that handle over here. Okay, so I say, hey, I'm gonna be back in just 1 sec and I'll bring you our best leathers. So you walk over here, you don't take them to the 2 chairs you have on the floor, you take them you grab this handle, you bring it over to them, you say, hey, can I show you why these are our best leathers? Now normally I'd get real close to Amy, but because COVID protocol and so on and so forth, we'll have a little bit of distance here. Can I show you why these are our best leathers? First and foremost, these are glove soft, full aniline leathers that are handcrafted with premium leathers with aniline dye to preserve the rustic natural beauty that makes each upholstered piece unique. Now, the reason I read that is that verbatim is that, first of all, I can never make it up any better than what's on the document here, but also it reaffirms that what I'm telling her is true. So back to my transition here. But Amy, what makes this glove soft full aniline leather awesome is that it's protected by Krypton. It's a patented product that's made of silica, so it's environmentally safe, but it makes it family friendly. but it also still gives all of your authentic qualities of what makes these leathers special. Feel that leather. Isn't that nice?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's super thick leather. There's a great new leather in our line. It's called Country, okay? And you got this beautiful Merlot, this awesome cottonseed, this fantastic blacktop, this awesome steel, and this wonderful oak. And last but not least, this beautiful espresso. So you can see I'm using the real names of the colors because they're more descriptive. Those are the names on the backs of the leathers. And then, Amy, we have this second fantastic full aniline leather called Florence. Feel that. Now again, I'm not giving her the plastic side, I'm giving her the soft side. You give her the plastic side, she's gonna be bummed out. You give her this, she can feel the leather. This is a great leather. It's called Florence. It's a wax pull-up leather, and they actually inject wax into it, and it makes it look old world. And the great thing about this leather is that because it's a full grain leather, you get hallmarks of the trail that you won't get from our leathers, the select leathers that you're sitting on. So you're going to see here different graining patterns in here, and I love these leathers. You got the beautiful brick and then this almond. The #1 seller here, we have the Terra, and as you can see in here, we got barbed wire scars and we got a brand on here. So you get all the hallmarks of the trail, beautiful espresso, and then my favorite, the ocean. It's really cool. So Amy, do me a favor, tell me which one's your favorite. Okay, would you like to go see it on the floor? Okay. So even if she chooses, because we have both tannages on the floor, even if she chooses one of the colors that we don't have, we're gonna take her to the ocean because we have it on full. Let's say she likes the brick. We're still gonna take her to the ocean. We're gonna take the swatch with her and say, well, this is the brick color, but it's showing an ocean on the floor.